Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hops. Today, joined by
Brewed.
of Anomyces, checking out some more Fidens, courtesy of our good friend HopSkullBeerGuide on Instagram. Fellow Danish beer blogger, he got some Fidens in the mail, and he got extras. And he's like, Pete, you want some? And I was like, heck yeah! So now we got some more Fidens. We love what we've had from Fidens so far.
Absolutely.
What we've had has been courtesy of Joe mainly, who sent loads. But what we've had a lot of their like one-off kind of beers. And we talked about it'd be fun to try something that they brew more often.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting to do that today because we're checking out the Butcher and the Vegan. Making bad jokes beforehand about Butcher and vegans, but we're not going to do that right now because they're silly and we love everyone. So, and the fun thing is like these have a very similar hop combo.
Yeah.
They're 8.5% double IPAs. The Butcher has Galaxy Mosaic Nelson, and the Vegan is Galaxy Citra Nelson.
Yeah.
And then there is the Farmer that has all the same hops, but it has Citra and Mosaic together. Mm. And we're talking about maybe that's because, you know, both farmers and butchers, or vegans and butchers use farmers in terms of getting produce. I guess that could be the connotation with that. Yeah. But these are beers that I think we will really enjoy because we really love Nelson hops. And I'm just stoked on trying them because I think Joe's only reviewed the Vegan.
Yeah.
Not sure if you
also love Galaxy.
Yeah.
When
and Mosaic. And Citra.
Yeah. So, but I'm more a Mosaic guy than Citra.
But sometimes Citra just is a great blanket to put in any kind of beer. But I've seen Joe really loving the Vegan. I don't know if he's reviewed this one. I haven't seen, but I think we should start with which one do we want to start with?
Butcher.
Okay, let's start
just
with
because I'm right-handed.
Yeah,
you're left-handed.
No,
okay.
I'm right-handed. So
yeah,
pours that Fidens milky good color. I'm really hazy and milky looking. It looks really nice. It's it's bright, but also with a twist of orange to it. And a nice
like there's a lot of protein in this.
Yeah, you can see it's just like it looks really fluffy in the glass.
Yeah. And
then just a really nice big substantial head. Like these beers actually have big heads.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. But yeah, we can smell beer from here. Juicy banger, so let's check out the aroma.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice. Yeah. Really overripe, gushing, juicy, wicked juicy fruit bubblegum for me.
Absolutely.
Like what I remember from Treehouse back in the day. Like,
this is old school Treehouse, like soft, juicy, but still like aromatic and pungent.
But I feel like it has a huge whiff of like dank kind of brightness to it.
Try and smell it a bit further away from the glass because then you get all the brightness. Whereas when you get your nose in, it to me it gets a bit more sweet and
I think it's a bit bright, like the second time around dipping my nose in.
Yeah,
but
I'm getting like bright, like really bright honeydew melon and kiwi.
Kiwi. But I'm also getting
also white grape.
I'm getting I'm getting like diesely Nelson and white grapey Nelson on it too. Like it smells like total Nelson bonus, but it's much more juicy than just if we think of some of the IPAs we really go nuts over. But it's like you did a cross between monkish style with old school Treehouse almost. Because there is some of that kind of bright singy dankness in it.
Absolutely. And that's what's so great about Fidens is that balance of juicy overripe esters and
hops
and just bright hops.
It really opens up when you swirl it in the glass.
Yeah,
it really opens up.
Yeah,
and then I'm also for sure getting Mosaic now. The more I smell it, I'm getting like tangerine vibes from it, but also definitely like a blueberry cushious.
Yeah, it has definitely like a slightly deep, dank kind of thing to it.
Yeah, and there's a little bit, almost a hint of fruity earthiness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Man, this smells so good.
Oh, it has this kind of evergreen, but fruity evergreen kind of thing about it.
I agree.
If for some reason an evergreen had oranges or like apricots hanging,
I'm also getting a bit of peppermint.
Yeah, but I think that's from
part of the
Nelson Galaxy, like this slightly minty, spearminty.
My mouth is watering. Yeah. Let's try it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks. HopSkullBeerGuide, aka Pau.
Well, there's definitely Galaxy there.
Woo! Yeah. But there's, huge pop of Galaxy. But also a lot of Galaxy's peppery peppery flair. More so than I expected.
Yeah.
a huge diesely dank Nelson too, like gasoline-y. Huge.
But this is...
It's really good. It's really juicy,
But it's also
dank
quite
at the
dry.
same time, and dry,
Yeah,
which is
because
really
it
nice.
really dries out with that slightly spicy and pithy kind of galaxy character.
That's a big thing.
Grapefruity.
Yeah, it's also grapefruit. I really love that it's not so sweet. It has a really nice pithy flavor too, like pithy grapefruit, and just like citrus zest, also sweet tangerine orangey vibe.
Yeah.
And then there's like, I think it's actually Nelson in this is more of that gasoline dankness than like white grape gooseberry.
At least flavor-wise.
Yeah. It's, you know, just a bit more edgy and raw, but
Yeah,
I like it.
It definitely smells like much more of a juice bomb, a slightly dank juice bomb than it tastes, because it's much more dry and pithy and also spicy.
Yeah.
In flavor.
And like, just like peppery, white pepper, earthy. It's got resiny vibes. This is maybe
and
why
the grapefruit,
yeah. It's almost slightly West Coasty in that sense. But and it's funny because you don't expect that from
No, not at all. I didn't expect that at all.
No.
But I think it will become a bit more juicy maybe as it warms.
Yeah, I think so.
And
it's immensely drinkable right now. Let's try and jump on to the vegan and see how this one is. So again, same hop combo, just citra instead of mosaic.
Yeah.
And this one looks a little lighter in color.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more of a bright yellow hue to this one compared to the Butcher. If you hold them up side by side here and look on the camera, yeah, it does look a little bit more orange, the Butcher.
Yeah, but it's very...
It's just a slight amount. My burp there tasted like pineapple. But yeah, it looks really nice as well. Let's check out the aroma on the vegan.
Yeah. Mango-y.
Yeah, but really, really galaxy heavy too, I think. There's
and then
huge melony vibes to this, like that, like almost green melon, but it also has evergreen vibes.
Yeah.
This one also opens up in the glass. They're so similar, but this has an edge of like pinbright like dankness, which I attribute to Citra.
Yeah.
Because new batches of
It's
Citra
also a bit more mango-y, which I also give to probably Citra.
Yeah.
Yeah, this...
I think part of the earthiness and the expression of this is mosaic as well. And I think it depends on how you use mosaic as well.
Yeah.
But I think
when you smell this has that slightly like forest berry, slightly dank, deep character. Whereas when you go back to this
is more light and uplifting.
Yeah, and just generally fruity. It's more fruit concentrated.
Yeah, and fruit cocktail like. And definitely like pineapple-y, orangey vibes on this one too. But yeah, I definitely see the whole mango thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and slightly spearminty a bit.
I keep looking for Nelson. I feel like Nelson almost stands out a bit more in the Butcher. Yeah. And now I'm smelling it, I'm getting more galaxy on Butcher. There's a lot of layers actually.
Yeah. They kind of jump around, but I guess maybe I don't know if the balance of the hops
are equal.
Yeah, if it's kind of like a 33%
of each
balance. Yeah.
Oh, there I'm getting like, I got a whiff of like candied pineapple or something. It smells really good too, the vegan.
I sense there's a Nelson in it, but it's not, as prominent.
No, I noticed Galaxy more in this than in like Nelson was a bit
Galaxy
more prominent.
and Citra mostly in this one.
It smells really good too. Let's try it. Cheers.
Cheers.
I definitely noticed Nelson more on the flavor on this one. It definitely has more. So it's funny. This is gasoline dank. This has more of that bright gooseberry, white grape character.
Yeah, and then this is just more like this citrus pithy kind of thing, whereas this is like peppery, slightly earthy, and like a bit more raw.
This also seems less juicy and more hop forward. This is I like it's still juicy, but this seems more towards like a monkish style beer actually than the Butcher.
Quite thick. It's at least it has just more like bright, pithy, zesty hop character to it.
I agree. Like almost lime and lime zest.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just need a glass of water before going back to this because I thought maybe the big galaxy presence in this one made it, at least the finish made it a little bit less juicy than this one.
But actually, drinking on it now, I'm also getting loads of galaxy on this in terms of that like really, really overripe cantaloupe melon kind of profile. And it's really, on the back end, it's like I'm getting that Wrigley's Juicy Fruit bubblegum yeast kind of thing with cantaloupe melon. Like it's almost like that emphasizes that a bit. And then there is that a lingering dry finish. I love that they're dry.
Yeah.
There's like they're not overly sweet haze bombs, which is really nice.
They are balanced. But I think this has like a longer, slightly, earthy kind of dirty raw finish to it.
But this also falls flat quicker than that.
Yeah.
Like this has a longer
one lingers
aftertaste.
and I feel like it's because maybe for some reason the Galaxy is a bit more prominent in it, but also probably the Mosaic plays into that slightly more raw.
It's so weird. Jumping back to it now as it's getting some temperature, I'm getting more Nelson, I'm getting more Mosaic and like brightness.
Yeah.
But it will.
Yeah.
But they were also quite cold when we poured them out of the cans. We have to say. But they're fucking great. I kind of want to. Should we try and let them sit a little bit and sip on them whilst they warm up a little bit and then jump back?
Yeah, but yeah.
Because I feel like just by going back to that one, it is really opening up more. Let's do that.
Yeah.
We never do this, but we do that now, and we'll be back at you guys. We'll come back to you guys. Well, with our final thoughts, we'll get back at you for butchering vegans. But yeah, no, we'll get back to you guys with our final thoughts and grades on these two after they come up to temp a bit. Yeah. Cheers. Okay, we sat and sipped on these a bit. They're really damn good IPAs. I would say 95 on both.
Yeah.
Small 95 though. I mean, I'm not as impressed as I was with Loose Boots. Still think that's the best we've had from Fidens so far. But they both have each of their own like nice things that is really good. Like this has a bit more of that like spicy, earthy expression.
Yeah.
And big Mosaic pop. So you kind of love Mosaic, where this one is a bit more, I guess, what you associate with a juicy beer.
Yeah, but the finish of it is more bright and pithy.
Yeah.
And so if you want it a bit more pithy and like a fruity dryness, if that makes sense, then that's for you. If you like it a bit more spicy
and earthy
in the finish, it's the one with Mosaic, which is the Butcher.
And as it warms both beers, Galaxy comes even more to the forefront.
Yeah, I think Butcher has the best aroma of the two, but I think maybe this one I would want to at least drink. I could easily drink a whole can of this myself, where I think maybe the finish of this could be a bit strong in the long run.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree, because this, I love that like big kind of dank Mosaic vibe that it has. And smelling it now, like this maybe has most Nelson aroma at least.
Yeah.
Even though both have quite a lot of Nelson aromas. Because, there's a lot of it in there. But they're really good. They're similar somewhat to something like what Monkish does, just a bit more juicy, I think, and softer.
Yeah.
But it's almost like East Coast Monkish style, if you could say that. Like I've seen some people talk about that, and I see some merit to that statement.
Yeah, and we've had a few Monkish that are also a bit like this. But generally, Monkish IPAs are a little less. They are juicy, but it's just in a different way.
Yeah, it's just maybe a softer touch. It's not that like big overripe. It's not big overripe, but this is like this has that big juicy fruit bubblegum thing.
Yeah,
and you don't get it's more of like a generic juicy fruitiness there is on those beers. But yeah, I think they're small 95s, small world class. Both of them, but that's maybe just because we're big fanboys of Nelson.
No, but I think they are
really fucking great.
Very good.
So far,
We talked about that you don't find a lot of IPAs in Europe on this level, so you'd have to search quite a bit. So
I was just maybe hoping for Nelson to stand out more in both beers, but I think it depends on how the ratios are split out between the different hops. But who knows? Maybe we'll enjoy the Farmer even more. Yeah. As it has all the different ones. Maybe it's more of a mix between what we talk about in these two. But yeah, do you agree with the grades?
Yeah.
They are very nice.
Yes.
So that does it for the review of Fidens, the Vegan, and the Butcher. Very nice hazy double IPAs. You guys should definitely check them out if you get the chance. Thanks a ton to HopSkullBeerGuide for the beers. Link for his Instagram will be down below if you guys haven't checked it out already. And we're going to say cheers in some juicy bangers from Fidens. And see you guys in another beer review.